Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's time for Krishna book. Summary study of the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, as presented by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. And this is chapter 35, volume 2. And this is the last chapter in the 2-volume series. And this is part 2. So it is entitled The Summary Description of Lord Krishna's Pastimes. The Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead, is never impersonal. All the Vedic literatures glorify transcendental performance of his various personal activities and pastimes. It is said that in the Vedas and in the Ramayana, only the activities of the Lord are described. Everywhere in Vedic literature, his glories are sung. As soon as soft-hearted people, such as women, hear those transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna, they immediately become attracted to him. Soft-hearted women and girls are therefore very easily drawn to the Krishna consciousness movement. One who is thus drawn to the Krishna consciousness movement and tries to keep himself in constant touch with such consciousness certainly gets the supreme salvation, going back to Krishna at Goloka Vrindavan. If simply by developing Krishna consciousness one can be transferred to the spiritual world, one can simply imagine how blissful and blessed were the queens of Lord Krishna, who talked with him personally and who saw Lord Krishna eye to eye. No one can properly describe the fortune of the wives of Lord Krishna. They took care of him personally by rendering various transcendental services like bathing him, feeding him, pleasing him, and serving him. Thus, no one's austerities can compare to the service of the queens at Dwarka. Sukadeva Goswami informed Maharaj Parikshit that for self-realization, the austerities and penances performed by the queens at Dwarka have no comparison. The objective of self-realization is one, Krishna. Therefore, although the dealings of the queens with Krishna appear just like ordinary dealings between husband and wife, the principal point to be observed is the queen's attachment for Krishna. The entire process of austerity and penance is meant to detach one from the material world and to enhance one's attachment to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the shelter of all persons advancing in self-realization. As an ideal householder, he lived with his wives and performed Vedic rituals just to show less intelligent persons that the Supreme Lord is never impersonal. Krishna lived with wives and children in all opulence, exactly like an ordinary conditioned soul, just to exemplify to those souls who are actually conditioned that one may enter into the circle of family life as long as Krishna is the center. For example, the members of the Yadu Dynasty lived in the family of Krishna, and Krishna was the center of all their activities. Renunciation is not as important as enhancing one's attachment to Krishna. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for this purpose. We're preaching on the principle that it does not matter whether a man is a sannyasi or a grahastha. One simply has to increase his attachment for Krishna, then his life is successful. Following in the footsteps of Lord Krishna, one can live with his family members or within the society or nation, not for the purpose of indulging in sense gratification, but to realize Krishna by advancing in attachment for him. There are 4 principles of elevation from conditional life to the life of liberation, which are technically known as Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. If one lives a family life following in the footsteps of Lord Krishna's family members, one can achieve all 4 of these principles of success simultaneously by making Krishna center of all activities. It's already known to us that Krishna had 16,108 wives. All these wives were exalted, liberated souls, and among them Queen Rukmini was the chief. After Rukmini there were 7 other principal wives, and the names of the sons of these 8 principal queens have already been mentioned. Besides these 8 queens, Lord Krishna had 10 sons by each of the other queens. Thus altogether Krishna's children numbered 16,108 times 10. One should not be astonished to hear that Krishna had so many sons. One should always remember that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that he has unlimited potencies. He claims all living entities as his sons, so even if he had 16 million sons attached to him personally, there'd be no cause for astonishment. Among Krishna's greatly powerful sons, 18 sons were Maharathas. The Maharathas could fight alone against many thousands of soldiers, charioteers, cavalry, and elephants. The reputations of these 18 sons are very widespread and are described in almost all Vedic literatures. The 18 Maharatha sons are listed as Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Diptiman, Bhanu, Samba, Madhu, Brihadbhanu, Chitrabhanu, Vrika, Aruna, Pushkar, Vedabahu, Shrutadev, Sunandana, Chitrabahu, Virupa, Kavi, and Niyagrodha. Of these 18 Maharatha sons of Krishna, Pradyumna is considered to be the foremost. Pradyumna happened to be the eldest son of Queen Rukmini, and he inherited all the qualities of his great father, Lord Krishna. He married the daughter of his maternal uncle, Rukmi, and Aniruddha, the son of Pradyumna, was born from that marriage. Aniruddha was so powerful that he could fight against 10,000 elephants. He married the granddaughter of Rukmi, the brother of his grandmother, Rukmini. Because the relationship between these cousins was distant, such a marriage was not uncommon. Aniruddha's son was Vajra. When the whole Yadu Dynasty was destroyed by the curse of a Brahmin, only Vajra survived. Vajra had one son whose name was Pratibahu. The son of Pratibahu was named Subahu. The son of Subahu was named Santashena, and the son of Shantashena was Satashena. It is stated by Sukadeva Goswami that all the members of the Yadu Dynasty had many children. Just as Krishna had many sons, grandsons, and great-grandsons, so each of the kings named herewith also had family extensions. Not only did all of them have many children, but all were extraordinarily rich and opulent. None of them were weak or short-lived, and above all the members of the Yadu Dynasty were staunch devotees of Brahminical culture. It is the duty of Kshatriya kings to maintain the Brahminical culture and to protect qualified Brahmins, and all these kings discharged their duties very rightly. The members of the Yadu Dynasty were so numerous that it would be difficult to describe them all, even if one had a duration of life of many thousands of years. Srila Sukadeva Goswami informed Maharaj Parikshit that he had heard from reliable sources that simply to teach the children of the Yadu Dynasty there were as many as 38,800,000 tutors or acharyas. If so many teachers were needed to educate their children, one can simply imagine how vast was the number of family members. As for their military strength, it said that King Ugrasena alone had 10 quadrillion soldiers as personal bodyguards. Before the advent of Lord Krishna within this universe, there were many battles between the demons and the demigods. Many demons died in the fighting, and they were all given the chance to take birth in high royal families on this earth. Because of their royal exalted posts, all these demons became very much puffed up, and their only business was to harass their subjects. Lord Krishna appeared on this planet just at the end of Dwapara Yuga in order to annihilate all those demoniac kings. As it is said in the Bhagavad-gītā, Paritranaya sarunam, vinasaya chaduskritam. The Lord comes to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants. Some of the demigods were also asked to appear on this earth to assist in the transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna. When Krishna appeared, he came in the association of his eternal servitors. But the demigods also were requested to come down to assist him. And thus all of them took their births in the Yadu Dynasty. The Yadu Dynasty had 101 clans in different parts of the country. All the members of these different clans represented Lord Krishna in a manner befitting his divine position, and all of them were his devotees, heart and soul. Thus all the members of the Yadu Dynasty were very opulent, happy, and prosperous, and they had no anxieties. Because of their implicit faith in and devotion to Lord Krishna, they were never defeated by any other kings. Their love of Krishna was so intense that in their regular activities, in sitting, sleeping, traveling, talking, sporting, cleansing, and bathing, they were simply absorbed in thoughts of Krishna and paid no attention to bodily necessities. That is a symptom of a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Just as when a man is fully absorbed in some particular thought, he sometimes forgets his other bodily activities. So the members of the Yadu Dynasty acted automatically for their bodily necessities. But their actual attention was always fixed on Krishna. Their bodily activities were performed mechanically, but their minds were always absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Srila Sukadeva Goswami has concluded the 90th chapter of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by pointing out 5 particular excellences of Lord Krishna. The first excellence is that before Lord Krishna's appearance in the Yadu family, the river Ganges was known as the purest of all things. Even impure things could be purified simply by touching the water of the Ganges. This super excellent power of the Ganges water was due to its having emanated from the toe of Lord Vishnu. But when Lord Krishna, the Supreme Vishnu, appeared in the family of the Yadu Dynasty, he traveled personally throughout the kingdom of the Yadus, and by his intimate association with the Yadu Dynasty, the whole family not only became very famous, but also became more effective in purifying others than the water of the Ganges. The next excellence of Lord Krishna's appearance was that although apparently he gave protection to the devotees and annihilated the demons, both the devotees and the demons achieved the same result. Lord Krishna is the bestower of 5 kinds of liberation, of which Shayuja Mukti, or the liberation of becoming one with the Supreme, was given to the demons. Was given to the demons like Kamsa, whereas the gopis were given the chance to associate with him personally. The gopis kept their individuality to enjoy the company of Lord Krishna, but Kamsa was accepted into his impersonal Brahmajyoti. In other words, both the demons and the gopis were spiritually liberated, but because the demons were enemies and the gopis were friends, the demons were killed and the gopis were protected. The third excellence of Lord Krishna's appearance was that the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by demigods like Lord Brahma, Indra, and Chandra, remained always engaged in the service of the Lord, even though the Lord gave more preference to the gopis. Lakshmiji, the goddess of fortune, tried her best to be on an equal level with the gopis, but she was not successful. Nevertheless, she remained faithful to Krishna, although generally she does not remain at one place, even if worshipped by demigods like Lord Brahma. The fourth excellence of Lord Krishna's appearance concerns the glories of his name. It's stated in Vedic literature that by chanting the different names of Lord Vishnu 1,000 times, one may be bestowed with the same benefits as by thrice chanting the holy name of Lord Ram. And by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna only once, one receives the same benefit. In other words, of all the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, including Vishnu and Rama, the holy name of Krishna is the most powerful. The Vedic literature therefore specifically stresses the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Chaitanya introduced this chanting of the holy name of Krishna in this age, thus making liberation more easily obtainable than in other ages. In other words, Lord Krishna is more excellent than his other incarnations, although all of them are equally the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The fifth excellence of Lord Krishna's appearance is that he established the most excellent of all religious principles by his one statement in the Bhagavad-gītā, that simply by surrendering unto him, one can discharge all the principles of religious rites. In the Vedic literature, there are 20 kinds of religious principles mentioned, and each of them is described in different shastras. But Lord Krishna is so kind to the fallen conditioned souls of this age that he personally appeared and asked everyone to give up all kinds of religious rites and simply surrender unto him. It's said that this age of Kali is 3/4 devoid of religious principles. Hardly 1/4 of the principles of religion are still observed in this age. But by the mercy of Lord Krishna, this vacancy of Kali Yuga has not only been completely filled, but the religious process has been made so easy that simply by rendering transcendental loving service unto Lord Krishna, by chanting his holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one can achieve the highest result of religion, namely, being transferred to the highest planet within the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. One can thus immediately estimate the benefit of Lord Krishna's appearance and can understand that his giving relief to the people of the world by his appearance was not at all extraordinary.